Hi, I'm Michael Senoff, founder and CEO of HardToFindSeminars.com. For the last 5 years, I've interviewed the world's best business and marketing minds. Now my challenge is to build the world's largest free resource for online, downloadable audio business interviews. I've learned a lot in the last 5 years, and today I'm going to show you the skills you need to survive. Hi, this is Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com and Consulting Secrets. Here is a teleseminar that we did with Richard, Dave Dury, Avery Manco, me, and Christian Cares, all HMA consultants, and it was a free-forming question and answer session from existing HMA consultants asking anything they wanted, concerns, questions, strategy about the HMA consulting system.
So for starters, Richard, I want to say really well done with that program. I've bought lots of stuff from lots of people, and I'm really impressed. I'm pretty much getting ready to just rip out the pages of some of the other books and throw them all out because you've done a really good job with the system, and I tend to be pretty process-driven and process-oriented, and I really, really enjoyed what you put together.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that. When did you get it from Michael?
Yes, just over a month ago. About a month ago, so. I fly a lot, so I've had lots of time to review all the materials. And people, I think, sit beside me on the airplanes, and instead of me pulling up my little TV to watch, I pull up my laptop to watch the DVDs, and they think I'm watching some religious show. And then they look at me and figure there must be a mistake. But no, I was very, very impressed with the information and the way you structured. But a lot of people pose as either very matter-of-fact information, but they never give you information on how to actually implement it. And I've spent 9 years doing consulting. One of the biggest challenges I've always had is how do you take good content of people who don't really tell you about the experience they've gone through. They just tell you the glossy, good side of what it is you're supposed to do without the reality of how you actually go about doing it. So I wanted to say thank you for starters.
Glad we captured all of that for you, because that's certainly one of our goals. Really, it's one of the ways that we're trying to differentiate ourselves from everybody else.
So I have basically 3 sections of questions that I want to cover. One has to do with more of the helping a client out, the nuts and bolts you've given us to go and work with the client. Second aspect has to do with the internal relationships or the internal work related to building your practice and activities around that, and then just some general questions. And I think I'm going to start with the general questions first because that'll kind of center me on some of the other stuff. Read through all the information, and I've watched pretty much all of the DVDs. I haven't gone and watched the VHS yet. I have to go buy a VHS. I haven't had a VHS for years. If I were to start this program again, give this program another run, which I plan on doing, what would you suggest is the best roadmap in regards to going through the information? Because I kind of skipped all over the place, and I don't think I got as much out of it, and I know that you have to read information multiple times in order to get the value. So if you were to suggest the roadmap from taking the 11 binders and all the DVDs and the videos, what would you suggest are the steps to take, get the best flow of information and the best, building up from foundation to execution?
I think your best route is pretty much 1 through 11. I mean, I think what we try to do at the beginning is give you your practice's own unique selling proposition and take you through the foundation of philosophy of the system being the hidden marketing assets. So volumes 1 really is important. Give you an overview, so make sure that you are sold on that. We're trying to teach consultants that they've got to be the same as a small business client, and that is they've got to know exactly what it is you're selling, be excited about that, have some passion about it, be able to communicate that succinctly to prospects, or you'll fail. So I think the order is pretty much the way it's set up. Now what you might do is not worry about volume 2, which is growing your practice. If you want to first get the steps down, then you can go to volume 3 and get USP and move on from there. And then I would focus mostly on the 4 steps, the first 4, which are the core 4. The USP, its integration, the database, and alliances really are the core 4 steps, and I would spend most of my time there. rather than the last 4 if you're going to go out and start consulting. So does that answer the question?
Sure, and then the interlacing of the videos in between.
Well, I've had consultants do both, Christian. I've had some of them have liked going through the DVD with the manuals because we kind of do that on the DVDs. Then I've had others just like to watch the DVDs separate from the manuals. So I think that's mostly a preference thing. I don't know that I one or the other.
I have those DVDs into MP3 files, and you're in your car and you want to download them or put them on a MP3 player. I've got the audio taken out from the DVD. As far as the downloads for the MP3, I have those available for you if you want, Christian.
Okay, perfect. While we're having that discussion, Michael, in regards to electronic files, there's just so much data available in the HMA website that you set up and information. Is there a recommendation in regards to how to structure going through that information? Because I've kind of gone through it, and I know that I've missed just so much. There's so much in there.
Everyone's going to be different. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. And look at the headlines and read the description of the audio. See what relates to you. See what has a higher interest level, and you're just going to have to go through it. I know there's a lot, and I continue to add more and more. I want a huge menu of stuff for the HMA consultants to come and pick and choose. You certainly don't need it all. You may not need 90% of it, but it's available for you if you wanted to keep accessing it. So there is a tour. You know, when you go into the HMA University, there is a 1-hour tour that I did with Rodney. He's one of the consultants, and I took him through almost all the links that we've had.
Very good. Well, I'll look for that. Back to you, Richard. You quote a number of books throughout videos. Do you have that list of books somewhere that you could just email us?
I don't, but I sure could. Yeah, I could put that list together.
Is that a favor I could ask you then, please?
Sure, you bet.
All right.
Michael, you want me to just send that to you, and you can send it out to everybody?
Sure, send it to me. I'll get it to you, Christian. I'll put it up on the site.
Perfect. Now, going into helping a client, I'll deal with that subject first. You don't deal a lot with, and I want to get your opinion on this, kind of the strategic side of working with a client. You know, it was more of, let's get down into the USP and let's move through the other 3 core steps from an initial perspective. In my experience, and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, I found that if I ignored the strategic piece of understanding what the business is trying to accomplish, where they're going, and so on, that I really don't have understanding how to help them in the best way. What's your experience in dealing with that, and is that something that just kind of happens in the process of working out the USP, or do you actually have a bit of a formalized process that you've just done intuitively in the past?
Oh, that's a great question. It does raise its head from time to time, and I think I haven't dealt with it. It either has meant that I don't engage them, or it has worked itself out by starting with the USP. It's kind of been a possible diversion for me, and I've avoided it. If I see there's strategic issues and they could work against the USP, I probably don't engage the client. But that's me. So you have to decide if you've got some expertise and you want to deal with that, you can. You could have it as a preliminary step. It could be a step of the system. If you feel like you need to address that first before you get into marketing, that's fine. I guess just based on my experience, I haven't. I guess it's because the business owner's been such that just get me more sales, Richard. And that's been our primary goal.
Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at HardToFindSeminars.com. So go right now to HardToFindSeminars.com and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching.